Barbara, your menopause drama mama, and today I am talking all about perimenopause. Are you wondering if you have started this journey on your perimenopause? Well, it typically starts between the age of 40 and 45, and there are cases where some women actually start in their 20s and 30s. So, stay tuned today. Keep watching this whole video just to hear all about perimenopause. And hopefully this will let you know if you're in this stage of your life. Well, perimenopause starts with the fluctuating of our hormones. The estrogen and the progesterone all of a sudden are just going crazy. They don't know what to do. And so what's happening is your periods are starting to get a little weird. You are starting to do these night sweats. Well, that's because the progesterone in our body is starting to go down, but the estrogen is still up here. Even though the estrogen is also starting to drop, the progesterone is underneath that. Well, what is happening is in those hormonal shifts, our blood vessels are starting to dilate suddenly. And what it's doing is triggering those night sweats. What our body is thinking, we have this, basically it's a thermostat, and it's a little part in our brain, and it's called the hypothalamus. And what it does is it starts to send signals into your body that, because it's not receiving this estrogen that it typically was receiving, well, those signals are going out to your body saying, hey, we have a fever going on. And that's exactly what your body is thinking it has, is a fever. But it's a false signal, and it doesn't have a fever. And what it's doing is trying to cool you off by sweating. So you wake up umpteen times during the night, and like I did, I would wake up drenched, soaking wet, so uncomfortable. I'd have to get out of bed, go change into something else, and then get back in bed and try and fall back to sleep. Well, extremely disruptive nights of sleep. Well, what is happening when that brain thermostat is sending out a signal? It's going to what's called your vasomotor, and that is a nerve in our body. So that nerve that is triggering those blood vessels to open and cause a fever. Well, in perimenopause, we are having our hot flashes, our night sweats, very disruptive sleep because our progesterone is going down, and that loss of progesterone is what used to help regulate our sleep. So now you can see why these hormones, that the progesterone and the estrogen, are so important for our bodies to function properly. Well, I want to say that there are a few things that you can start eliminating right now, like alcohol before bed. It's not good for you. Caffeine before bed, not good for you. And if you can try, at dinner time, not to have really spicy foods. And also, we don't want to raise that anxiety in our body, because that is also going to be triggering more of our hot flashes and night sweats. There are a couple really important things I want to discuss with you right now. And I know it's a big, huge concern, and it is about having breast cancer from taking HRT. There was a study, WHI study in 2002. But I want to discuss what's happening, and it's with the estrogen and the progesterone in our bodies. And this is really, really important, because what they're saying is that the estrogen dominance starts to cause breast cancer. Well, estrogen dominance can take really over our entire lifetime because it all depends on when we start our period, ladies. Now, I am sure, just like you remember, I remember when I started my first period and I was in 7th grade, and my sister, thank God, happened to be in the school lavatory. And when I went to the bathroom, there it was. And I got to call to my sister to please go upstairs to the office in school and to get me something so I could put on a pad or whatever so I could get through the rest of the day of school. So I remember that day clearly. Well, this is when it can start knowing of your estrogen dominance. It is when you start your period from the very beginning. It has a concern of how many children you have. So the more children you have, the less time that you've had your period. And that's a good thing. The other thing that can also trigger the estrogen dominance is during perimenopause when our progesterone is lower than our estrogen. So there's factors in there on what estrogen dominance is and if it can cause breast cancer, because it will take over literally your entire life from the beginning of your period until now. I want to also explain something, that breast cancer lumps, the smallest one, takes 8 years to be diagnosed or seen on the mammogram machine. Now this is really important because in that study, I believe it was like they were testing women at the early 50s. And I think they'd only been on the HRT for a year or two. And somehow then they said that they had breast cancer. But it takes 8 years for that cell to be diagnosed. So that cell was already being produced before they went on HRT. Now, just so you know, we have a very small business, and I make the artificial breast cancer lumps for mammogram machines in our business here. And I will show you what the smallest cell looks like. And these get on, they put these in a mammogram machine to calibrate that machine so it knows when it's scanning our breast image what to be looking for. So this, I know, I'm hoping you can see these because these are really tiny. This is the smallest breast cancer lump that you can have in the mammogram machine. So that little ball took 8 years to get to that size, and it is tiny. So I don't want you to think that HRT is going to be the end of your life and you're going to end up with breast cancer. It is best for you to click the link below and go on Menopause Society. Now they have doctors in all the cities around the United States. Click that link. Find yourself a doctor so you become very knowledgeable about what's happening in your body right now and if HRT will be right for you. Because right now is the time to be thinking about what you can do. Now I know in my next video, I will tell you the things that you can do naturally to help remedy these things going on in your body, like the night sweats and your hot flashes and your loss of sleep and your mood swings, I will give you some natural remedies for that, because I'm not a doctor and I'm not in the medical profession, so I can't give you any medical advice, but I can give you what I have found to be some natural supplements for you. So ladies, with that being said, stay tuned for my next video so you can learn all about natural ways to help you during this very important time of perimenopause. I love you. Big hugs. Mwah. I will see you in my next video. Take care, ladies. Bye-bye.